So we're going to do this a little differently than our normal press conference. We have a demo to run through and show you how this app works. I just wanted to say a couple of things. One, I have downloaded Recycle Coach onto my phone. It is very easy to do. And I went through and took the quiz. My children have downloaded the Recycle Coach onto their phones, and they went through and took the quiz. And one of the things that we really, really like about the app is that you can ask it questions if certain things are recyclable. I know that maybe this happens in your household, it happens in my household, but people come up and they'll say, you know, is a coat hanger recyclable? And the answer is no, a coat hanger is not recyclable. You know, what do you do with a battery? Well, if you type in battery, in Recycle Coach, it will actually show you with addresses a series of places where you can take a battery to be recycled. Same thing with tires. You can't leave tires out for curbside collection, but you can return tires to various places, and the app is very good. It's also sophisticated, so if you ask it, can you recycle a pizza box? The answer is yes, as long as it's not greasy. And these are details that people need to understand. The way food can potentially contaminate recyclables is a problem. But the app addresses all of this, and it's really interesting and easy to use, and it's fun. Ever since I took the quiz, it's been sending me emails and alerts about how to become a better recycler, and I like that very much. I also like the features that allow me to remember when the trash pickup, I always get confused when it is at my house versus the bookstore, and now depending on the address I type in, I can find out exactly what time my trash and my recycling is picked up, so I can remember to have it out at the right times. The app also makes communication with Public Works very efficient, so if I have a concern about the collection of my trash or anything along those lines, I can send a message to Public Works. So I feel that it really empowers people, it helps them become better recyclers and take a greater interest in what they're doing. But in order for you to see this, we have two gentlemen here who are doing a wonderful job for the city. We have John Rarick, who is our recycling coordinator. He has been here for basically overseeing for the past several years a major resurgence in recycling from the city. I want to restate again that we took this city from basically recycling very little and burning all of our trash to recycling quite a lot. We also are joined by Christopher Naif, our sustainability coordinator, who is going to walk you through, I think, the demo on the screen. So the app is downloadable for iPhones and Androids. You can find it in the App Store, but you can also find an easy link to it on the website, Harrisburg's website, harrisburgpa.gov. And let's run you through how it's going to work.
As the city's recycling coordinator, my basic job is to get people information. And in this time, 2018, getting detailed information to everybody in the city about how to recycle and what goes in the trash is complicated. But here we have this app by these folks called Recycle Coach, and I think this is a really great tool to communicate all this information. And a lot of communities all around the country are using this app, and but I think at Harrisburg, when you check out some of the other websites, Harrisburg is doing a really aggressive job of this. As you'll see, you can get to it very easily from our website, right from the first page. And we have customized this for this city. All the information concerns, the information for Harrisburg. And so I think I'll just let my friend here, Chris Naif, show you the app and show people how to download it and all that good stuff.
Okay. The first thing we're going to show is just a video that was provided by Municipal Media showing the actual app on a phone and how you can go through all the different functions of it. in addition to the actual app itself, which you can download on your phone for free, either from the Apple Store or the Android Store, we have also added all of that same information, all of the same tabs to the city's website on the trash and recycling information page. So if you're a Harrisburg City resident and you don't have a smartphone, or you simply don't want to download the app for whatever reason, you can also access all the same information and functions on the city's website. So if you go to the city's main page that the mayor had mentioned a second ago, harrisburgpa.gov, and simply go to the residents tab, and then select trash and recycling information, or you can just type trash or recycling in the search engine, it'll bring up the same page for you. All of the different tabs that we've loaded on this page are the same as what's on the actual app itself if you download it on your phone. So the app is currently available in English or Spanish. You can click on the tab here and it'll allow you to select whichever language you want. There may be also potential for adding additional languages in the future. The primary aspect, as the mayor said, is that if you click on the What Goes Where tab here, you can search for any type of material that you would want to recycle or dispose of. Anything from a diaper to a plastic bottle to how to dispose of a large appliance such as a washing machine, and it'll bring up the information about whether that is an item which is recyclable curbside, or if it should be disposed of in the trash, or if you have to go put it out for a pickup, whatever you need to do to recycle it. So for example, there's a list of popular searches there, but also if you have something specific in mind, you can simply type it into the search engine. So for example, metal cans, and it'll give you a list of different things related to whatever you type in. And then when you click on that, it'll basically take you to the page letting you know whether the item that you're searched for is recyclable, or it'll be a black can and say garbage there if it's an item that's not recyclable in the city of Harrisburg. In addition, there are tabs below with additional information about recycling, whether it's that particular item or issues in general in the city. One example is our top items in terms of problem items with recycling and trash. These are either items that we typically find people are putting in recycling containers where they're not recyclable, or that it is recyclable material and they're putting them in trash bins. So there's a list. For examples are diapers, as the mayor mentioned, food or food waste, material that may be recyclable, such as cardboard boxes. If it's contaminated with food waste, then it's not recyclable. In addition, at the bottom here, we have another tab, recycling resources. So the recycling resources is a list of recycling companies and local recycling companies in the city of Harrisburg that you can take material directly to if you wanted to. And all of that information, the recycling resources, the top recycling and trash issues, that's all available on a tab on the actual app on the phone, listed under More Resources on the main homepage. The other primary feature of this app, and probably the one that's going to be used the most and it'll be of the most value to our residents, is the My Schedule feature. So this is something that will allow you to actually get your schedule for your specific address about your recycling, your trash, yard waste, street sweeping, as well as any sort of disruption in collection due to holidays and when your normal collection would be moved to. So if you click on that, then it'll ask you to put in your address and search for it. Now I do want to take a moment here just to point out, especially with the app, when you click on My Schedule to put in your address, then it's going to prompt you to ask you whether you live in a residential home or an apartment building that has more than 5 units. The reason for that is because the apartment buildings with more than 5 units don't have typical weekly collection of their trash and recycling. They usually have a commercial collection where there's a trash and a recycling dumpster available to put their materials in at all times. So if that's the case, then you wouldn't be able to populate a schedule for your specific address, but you still can use all the other features of the app. So again, I just want to reiterate, if you live in a commercial building, an apartment complex, then you wouldn't be able to get a specific schedule for your address, but you can use all the other features on the application. And that's either on our website or on the smartphone app itself. So here's an example of the schedule that will come up. So the black can icon here is trash, blue is recycling. The paper bag here is for yard waste, and the bullhorn is for announcements such as street sweeping, is when it's going to occur on your block. So if you wanted more information about, say, when your trash collection is, it'll click on the trash icon on any of those dates, and it'll tell you what the requirements are, additional information as far as what time you should have your cans set out, the weight capacity of the cans, whatever information you might need. Additionally, for recycling, it will also give you a drop-down tab. All the same information as with the trash, but what types of materials are accepted for recycling in the city of Harrisburg, which is listed here. As I mentioned before, there's additional notifications for things like street sweeping and yard waste. And if you look down at the bottom here, you can actually set reminders for yourself. So one example, the Department of Public Works building on Paxton Street currently gives out free bags for yard waste collection. That information is right here listed under yard waste along with the address. So if you wanted to set a reminder for yourself to go down to the Department of Public Works building to pick up your bags before your next scheduled yard waste collection, you can do that with the app. You can set how frequently you want the notification to come as well as how far in advance, and whether you want an email, a text message, a phone call, and the app will do that for you to remind you of whatever it is that you want a reminder set for. So in addition to the information for what goes where and the schedule, down towards the bottom of the page, you actually can, if you're using your phone, click on either of these links to download the smartphone app itself. And there is some additional information. The mayor had mentioned there's a quiz on the page that you can take, which basically looks at what you think is true about what you should be recycling or not in the city of Harrisburg, and it compares that information to our existing program to give you an idea as to how correct you are and maybe areas that you need more information. Finally, I wanted to point out that there is also an ability, if you click in the upper left-hand corner there and go to report a problem, you can actually, if you have any suggestions or questions about the app for the developers of the app, or if you have questions directly for the Department of Sanitation, you can go down to Contact Public Works, and if you lost your trash can or was stolen or there's some issue you want to report to us, you can put that information in here, and it will be forwarded to our 311 department so that somebody will be able to get that and get back to you and answer your questions or concerns. So all of that information that I was just showing is basically an exact duplication of what's on the smartphone app, so you can get all the same information either from the app or our website as it currently stands.
And just like to point out, as you can probably tell, this will allow us to update the information and to send out notices that things have changed. And in the event of weather problems and things like that, we can notify the populace about delays in trash and recycling collection. And so it's going to be a very useful tool, and we're going to be probably improving it over time as we learn more about how to use it. The company is very easy to work with, and we think this is a great thing for Harrisburg.
Right, so you can allow the app to send you push notifications, which will say things like, due to the snow, trash pickup is delayed by 24 hours. It also can put alerts within the app. The app itself is really pretty fun to use and quite exciting, even more exciting than the desktop version. So it should be a great means of communicating with the public. We are aware that not everyone in this day and age has internet access or a smartphone, so we are also launching simultaneously a sort of door-to-door communication campaign. We have door hangers and other informational devices in Spanish and English that are letting people know about new aspects of our recycling program, including our glass pickup locations, for which we have about 10 located throughout the city. That's another thing. You can type in your address and the app will tell you where to take your glass or where the closest locations are to take your glass. So any questions about Recycle Coach? I encourage everyone to download it onto their phone. It's quick. Took just a few seconds to download it.
And it's free. I want to reiterate that again.
Yep.
It's available on the Apple Store
And Android.
and the Android.
Yes. And apparently you can ask Google if a pizza box is, ask Google to ask Recycle Coach if a pizza box is, you don't even have to type. It's that exciting.
Yep.
Integrated seamlessly with other technologies. Okay, thanks for helping us get the word out about recycling in Harrisburg. We are committed to a sustainable city, and we continue to take great pride in the strides that we're making.